Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Now we're moving on to something called tasdeer. So at-tasdeer, ويسمى رد العجز على الصدر. It is also called رد العجز على الصدر. I'll discuss this in the next lesson in more detail. But in Arabic you have a bait. Yeah, remember you see many of them. Yeah, a poem, and each line is called a bait. And each line of poetry is called a bait. Correct? The first one is called al-sadr. The second one is called al-ajz. So each bait is made up of two sections. The sadr, chest basically, the front part. And al-ajz is the back part. Okay? So at-tasdeer, وَيُسَمَّى رَدُّ الْعَجْزِ عَلَى الصَّدْرِ, which is also called returning the back onto the front. And obviously you understand why it's called this as you go along. So he says, هُوَ فِي النَّثْرِ. It occurs in two places. In prose and poems. In prose, what is it? أن يجعل أحد اللفظين المكررين. You have two words. What the quality? They're either مكرر, same word, same meaning. Like فيها مصباح, مصباح في زجاجة, so مصباح. Or متجانس, the jinas. The similar in pronunciation, either jinas التام or jinas الناقص. Or ملحقين بهما. They're not مكرر, they're not متجانس, but they're ملحق بهما. They join on to مكرر and متجانس. How? بأن جمعهما اشتقاق أو شبهه. In this way, that they both have one ishtiqaq, one masdar, and both mushtaq from the same thing. So that's not jinas, it's not mukarrar, but it still kind of categorizes or classifies under this. Okay? Okay? في أول الفقرة. What happens now? So one of the words is in fi awwal, is made in the beginning of the sentence. والثاني, the second word, في آخرها, in the last part of the word. So you have one sentence. And you have two words, similar. Either the jinas in them, either the mukarrar or the mulhaq bihima. You put one at the beginning, one at the end. For example, Allah says, وَتَخْشَى خَشِيَ يَخْشَى خَشْيَةً. What's the masdar? So khashya and khashya yakhsha takhsha mukarrar. So at the beginning, so I have a faqr, this is a fiqra. Correct? And awwal al-fiqra, you have one word, and the end of the fiqra, you have another word, and both words, well, in this scenario, they're mukarrar. Obviously, it has zamir as well. This is called raddu sadri ala al-ajzi. Another example, sa'ilul la'im. Sa'ala yas'alu su'alan, to ask. If you ask a person who is ignoble, he doesn't have any honor, dignity, morals. So sa'ilul la'im yarji'u. Yarji'u wa dam'uhu sa'il. The one who asks an ignoble person, he returns while his what? His dam'un, his tears are flowing, meaning he'll get insulted and humiliated. And so if you ask for someone or you beg a favor for somebody who's not noble, then you'll return back with your tears flowing. So sa'il is sa'ala yas'alu su'alan, and if it's sa'ala yas'alu, sa'ala yasilu saylanan, it will fa'il sa'il. Al-awwalu min as-su'al, wa thani min as-sayalan. Wa nahu istaghfiru rabbakum. So in this fiqra what you have, istaghfiru, and you have here, ghaffara. So they're not the same, but the same ishtiqaq. So they're also a type of tasdeer or raddu sadri ala al-ajzi, raddu al-ajzi ala sadri. Or inni li amalikum min al-qalin. So qala yaqulu qawlan, and it's qala yaqli, qaliya yaqla. Forgot. So but they have similar, kind of like similar kind of jinas. These are extra words at the end. Okay?
Do you know that sentence, a verse is called a fiqra?
A fiqra, yeah.
Yeah. A verse.
A verse or a sentence. Whether it's nathar or it's normal poem, Quran or normal literature. It's called a fiqra. One sentence called a fiqra. Okay? وفي النظم. Now how do you get tasdeer or raddu sadr al-ajzi or raddu al-sadri in nazm? أن يكون أحدهما. One of the two words is an آخر البيت. The end of the poem. Not the poem, end of the one line of the poem. والآخر, the second word, في صدر المصرع الأول, is at the beginning of the next bait. Or, not at the beginning of the next bait, but somewhere in the initial stage of the next bait. It doesn't have to be the exact first word. نحو سريع إلى ابن الأم يلتم وجهه وليس إلى داء الندى بسريع. So what happened here? Okay. Okay. So what happened here? You got one, the word sari comes here, and the word comes what? Sari comes here. It doesn't fit the ta'rif he has here. He's saying here, أحدهما في آخر البيت. Not آخر, it's أول البيت. والآخر في صدر مصرع الأول. Okay. Or maybe he means here, one is a big ending here, and one is towards. So maybe sorry, maybe I misunderstood it. Maybe saying is Sari means this is what? Akhir al-bayt. And the akhir is somewhere in the beginning. So what he's saying in here is that in another, that the one of two words comes at the end, and the second word comes somewhere towards the beginning. That's not exact beginning. For example, here we have good luck is in the beginning, exact. Here you have arari and here you have arari. Not in the beginning, but in the first section somewhere. Okay? So sari'un meaning he's quick to his sari'un ila ibn al-am. He's quick to his cousin, son of his uncle, meaning he's quick to his cousin, yaltimu wajhahu, to stop his face, meaning he's quick to come and do bad things to me. وَلَيْسَ إِلَى دَاءٍ نَدَى بِسَرِيعِ. And he's not quick to know when a person calls to noble actions, he's not quick then. So when he wants to come and do things against me, he's very quick. And when he wants to call him to do good things, he's not quick then. So the story behind that is another issue. Here we look at the love sari and sari'. Another example, تَمَتَّعْ مِنْ شَمِيمِ عَرَارِ نَجْدٍ. Tamatta, enjoy. Enjoy the good smell of the arar of the land of Najd. Arar, even the name lexicon doesn't have the translation. It is, some people say it's a wild narcissus, and nargis, a wild nargis. Some say it's different, but some kind of tree had a good smell. They don't know the exact name of what he's referring to. So, enjoy the smell of the arar of Najd. Najd is the land. Okay, because فَمَا بَعْدِ الْعَشِيِّ, after tonight, there's no arar tree. We're moving away, we're traveling, and we no longer enjoy the arar tree. So what happened here is this, رَدُّ الصَّدْرِ عَلَى الْعَجْزِ. Okay? Now, some people have said that, okay, رَدُّ الصَّدْرِ الْعَجْزِ, this concept, it occurs in one line, or one bayt, or one fiqra. Some say you also have this concept in the whole Quran, in the whole surah. For example, if you look at the beginning of Surah Noon, Noon wal-qalami wa ma yasturun. This is a qasam, isn't it? What's the qasam about? Ma anta bi ni'mati rabbika bi majnoon. Correct? So Allah takes qasam of what? The O Prophet of Allah, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you're not mad. And what's the last ayah? وَيَقُولُونَ إِنَّهُ لَمَجْنُونَ. They say he's what? Mad. وَمَا هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ لِلْعَالَمِينَ. But in reality, it is not... this is only a remembrance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the whole surah starts with one thing and it ends with another thing. The same point. Because this is the first ayah number 1. And this is, I don't know what ayah number, last ayah. The akhiruha. So it starts and ends the same point. Okay? And I mentioned it before, so there's one person called him, what's his name? It's Raymond. I can't remember his name, but there's mentioned if you Google it, Raymond and order of the Quran. He actually, his thesis and his argument is that the Quran, we have started with introduction, intro. That's a non-Muslim became Muslim just by studying Arabic poetry and then going to the Quran. So he says that basically in English you have intro, you have a text or the argument, etc., and you have the conclusion. That's how we normally flow. And we don't say in the Quran, we think, even Arabic poetry, originally Arabic poetry, when you don't say Arabic poetry, we think, oh, the Arab is okay, a bayt is fine, but the whole qasida doesn't flow. Because their way of thinking was different. They would have, for example, point A. So they would go like, for example, point A, point B, point C. And then from there, go to point C, point B, and point A again. Or sometimes they would have point A, point B, point C, point D, point C, B, and A. That's how the Quran. And if you are looking to there's a lecture by Nu'man Ali Khan on Ayatul Kursi. So he explains the same. He does the same thing. So within Ayatul Kursi, there's this concept. It starts off with one thing and ends with the same thing. And in the middle is one middle point. So this is how, and he's written a thesis about this on Arabic poetry when he was a non-Muslim. And then he studied Quran. Then he thought, this is impossible. It makes too much sense. This is impossible. Then he became Muslim. So here's the argument. So it's basically similar to this one. But obviously nobody that we know of from the classical scholars have looked at the whole surah like this. But they look at ayat like this. And some also mentioned that, look, well, this Radu Sadr al-Ajzi occurs in this. But they haven't looked at all the ayat and how they link up. But anyways, it's an interesting concept. It's called the circular method or something. I'm not sure. Just to Google it, you find it, inshallah. Okay, and then Surah Mumtahina as well. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tattakhidhu aduwwi wa aduwwakum awliya. Do not take my enemies and your enemies as friends. So enemies is who? People who are disbelievers. And the end of surah is Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tatawallaw qawman. Do not take my enemies as friends. Allah finishes off the surah. Do not make a qawm who Allah become angry with and who have no belief in the hereafter. Do not become friends with them. So the same thing. So it starts and ends the same concept. And if you study even in between, you might have come up to the same circular argument conclusion. Okay, it's called Raddu Sadri al-Adzi, and it's also called Raddu al-Adzi al-Sadri, and also called Tasdir. سبحان الله بحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك.